Hi there, this is Johanna Lee, and I wanted to talk through some more uncommon hotkeys today. So I call them secret because, as some people that are familiar with hotkeys know, the key to kind of getting the keystroke that you want for certain things is starting with the Alt key. So if you hit Alt, you can kind of see that a map will show up for you. So if you hit Alt and you want to do something in the Home button, you hit H in the Insert ribbon, you hit N, draw, JI, and so on and so forth. So for example, if I wanted to change the cell that I'm on currently to a different color, what I would do is I would hit H because I can see it here in this home ribbon. And then I would see that the highlight tool is H as well. So I'd hit H and then I can kind of tab over and down and kind of pick a different color for that cell. So as you can see here, you can do it without using a mouse, which is pretty cool. So some of the ones though that are less common are ones from old Office versions. So I pulled up my 2021 calendar in order to demonstrate the five that I have in place for you guys. So the first of which is going to be to copy the sheet. So as you know, it's no longer 2021, it's going to be 2022, which is kind of hard to get used to. So a way to copy a sheet or to move a sheet from one location to another is going to be Alt E. And as you can see here, for all five that we go through, the Office Access key thing will show up and it'll kind of make you feel like a little spy or something. So if you hit Alt E and M, what it'll do is it'll pull up a move or copy. So I want to copy this sheet. So I'm going to move it to the end of the row or the end of the ribbon and click OK. You can do that, but you can also do it through the keyboard as well. So that's the first one, Alt EM. So as I can see here, I can move it to the end, I can create a copy, and then I can click OK. So it'll show again. So I have too many here, so I'll give you a kind of sneak preview of the last one that we'll go through and delete that key. So that's the first one, Alt EM, to move or transfer a sheet to a different workbook. The second one that I want to talk through is going to be to rename the sheet. So now that we're in the new year, I want to rename this 2022. So what that keystroke is going to be is Alt OHR, and usually the last letter of these sequences are going to be kind of something that you can relate back to what the action is occurring. So for example, the first thing that we went through, which is Alt E and M represents moving a sheet, and Alt OHR represents renaming. So R for the renaming piece of it. So now that we have 2022, I'll work on this after this video, but the 2021 tab, I don't really need or want anymore. So a lot of times what happens with old data is it becomes hidden. And so you'll see kind of like big worksheets will be really large in size, and that might indicate to you if they're not a million tabs that some of the sheets that are previously there are hidden. And so what you can do to hide this sheet is going to be another Alt OH command. So you're going to say Alt OH and then H for hide. So as you can see, 2021 is going to be hidden. One of the keys to hiding a sheet though, so if I try to hide 2022, it'll give me an error message and it'll say that the workbook has to have at least one visible sheet. So if you try it by opening up a workbook with just one sheet and kind of get this error, that's exactly what that means. So to recap, we have Alt EM, which is to move a sheet, Alt OHR, which is to rename a sheet, Alt OH8, which is to hide a sheet, and then if you can guess it, Alt OHU is to unhide. So Alt OHU, U for unhide. So this is where you can kind of see, I think this is a really helpful hotkey that I use a lot at work because I'll want to see if there's anything hidden, whether formulas referenced there, so that I can review that work as well. So I'll click OK to unhide it, and it's right back where it originally was located. So, say I do not want to hide this sheet, but I just want to delete it out entirely because my 2021 won't reference anything, or my new year 2022 won't reference anything in 21. So, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to delete the sheet. So, this is going to be past the point of no return. Once you delete a sheet with this hotkey, you can't undo it. So, you can't Control Z to get your way out of it. So that's just going to be something that pops up in a dialog box as well. So the hotkey for this is going to be similar to the first one we learned of Alt E M for moving, but instead it's Alt E L. And so it'll say that it's going to permanently delete this sheet, and then are you sure you want to continue? And so in this case I do, and so I'll click delete, and I'll have my new year, so we can change this to 2022. And then I'll work on that for the for the new year. So those are the 5 hotkeys that I think are really useful to use on a daily basis, whether it's a personal spreadsheet like a calendar or whether it's a work event. I think my most used at work is going to be that unhide sheet, so I can kind of see that dialog box of what is hidden and what is not. So for example, in this, um, if you hit Alt OH unhide and there's no dialog box that comes up, that means that there are no sheets that are hidden, which is something that I'm always looking for as a reviewer. So anyway, I hope this is helpful, and hopefully I taught you something new today. Okay, thanks, bye.